All right, we are at the last game of the season. This is an important one. It determines who gets their name on the first place regular season first place trophy. Yankees, if they get a win or a tie, they get the first place trophy, and Mariners will drop down to third. Mariners, they need a win. If they win, they finish in first place. Anything less, they finish in third place. Leadoff hitter for the Mariners is Kingston. Starts the game off with 4 balls. Gets himself on first. And that brings up trouble. Harwin, who's been the Mariners' most consistent hitter this season, and I don't think it's a stretch to say he's been their strongest hitter. He's had, I think, something like 3 or 4 triples in the season, and he has, can't even tell you how many doubles, more fingers than I have on my hands, that's for sure. But things aren't as easy when you're facing off against one of the Yankees' big 3 pitchers. Gets a ground ball, picked up by the third baseman, and Harwin beats the run, and that advances Kingston to third base with 0 batter, Blake Anderson for the Mariners. He's sitting at 1 and 2. And a weird pitch gets away from the catcher. That brings in Kingston to score on the pass ball. But then something goes wrong, and the throw ends up by the mound, and that brings in Harwin, and it's 2-0 Mariners top of the first with 0 outs. Ooh, the Yankees look like they're in some trouble early on. But things end up not as bad as they could be for the Yankees as Ben finds his bearing, gets a couple strikeouts, and gets 1 batter to ground out to end the inning, or end the top half of the inning. Mariners up by 2. Ethan, the leadoff hitter for the Yankees, hits a ground ball, picked up by Caden, who scoops it over to Mason for the first out. Second batter is Grady. Ashton's got him at 2 strike, gets the third, strikes him out for out number 2. Batter number 3 is Bradley, hits it straight to Ashton, who does the flip to first baseman Mason for a 3 up, 3 down. End of the first, 2-0 Mariners. But this one is far from over. Top of the second, batter number 1 for the Mariners is Jake. It's at 2 strike. Ben gets him swinging for out number 1. Batter number 2 is Caden. He's at 3-2. And Ben gets him swinging for out number 2. After that, Ben walks Raymond, who stole his way to second, but he gets Rye with 3 strikes to end the top half. Starting off the inning for the Yankees is Ben. He's at 1-1. Gets a nice solid hit, scores himself a single. Whenever Ben gets a single against the Mariners, it's usually trouble. Ronan 7, the next batter for the Yankees, and there goes Ben on the pass ball, just like he does to the Mariners every time he plays against them. Next pitch. There, same thing happens again. Ben's at third. Couple pitches later, Ronan gets walked. Another wild pitch or pass ball, whatever you want to call it. And for the fourth or fifth time this season, Ben, off either a single or a walk, comes home by stealing his way all around the bases. I don't know, the Mariners coaches, if they ever want to beat the Yankees, they're going to have to come up with a way to stop that. Next batter up at the plate is Joey. Ronan stole his way to second. Joey gets the sac bunt to advance Ronan to third base with 2 outs. Actually, no. Sorry, that's just 1 out. 1 out so far. Man on third, 1 out. Nolan, Cameron, Bowman up to bat. Nolan hits a ground ball. Harwin recovers, tries to get Ronan out at home, but he is safe. And Nolan is safe on first base. And the game is tied at 2. Coach Steve decides to keep his arms fresh and brings out big gun number 2, Bradley Morrison. He starts the inning off with a strikeout. Nolan beaten. Next up at bat at the bottom of the third. Score tied at 2. Nolan tries to bunt it. And Arden picks up the ball and gets it to Mason on first for the out. You can see Coach Steve is trying to employ a bunting strategy for his younger hitters, which is not a bad idea when you're going up against Ashton on the mound. Now top of the fourth, 1 out. Blake is up at bat, hits a grounder, picked up by Joey and at shortstop, and gets a throw to Ben at first base just in time for out number 2. Next up for the Mariners is Ashton, and takes this one downtown. Rounds first, the outfielder still chasing it. Rounds second, and gets himself a triple with 2 outs. And the Mariners looking for the go-ahead run. Next batter up is Arden, with Ashton waiting in third. By the sound of the bat, you know that one went far, and that brings home Ashton to give the Mariners a 3-2 lead, and Arden gets himself a triple. 2 outs. Next up is Mason, trying to get some insurance for his team. Hits a grounder, picked up by Ethan, who throws it over to James for the 3rd out. And the top of the 4th finishes with Mariners leading 3-2. Now in the bottom of the 4th, Ethan is on second. He's hit by a pitch and stole his way to second. Grady Morrison up at bat. Bunts it. Mason hops over from first and throws it to Caden, who's covering for him. They get Grady out, but Grady succeeds in advancing Ethan to third base with 1 out. Ashton strikes out the next batter, so it's at 2 outs. Ethan's still waiting on third. And up to bat is Ben, who's been a real Mariner killer, but Ashton gets them this time to get out of the inning with their lead intact. Top of the 5th inning. Coach Steve not pulling any punches, puts in big gun number 3, Ronan 7, who starts off the inning with a strikeout. Next up for Mariners is Caden, who pops it up. It's caught by the shortstop. Pretty sure it is Joey based on the swagger and the walk. It's 2 outs. Up comes Raymond. He hits a ground ball, picked up by Raul, who gets it to first baseman Stendhal before the runner for out number 3. So we're going to the 6th innings with the Mariners up 3. No, we're going to the bottom of the 5th. Mariners up 3-2. First batter for Yankees is Ronan 7. It's a line drive to center field to get things started off with a single. Joey now up at bat. Ronan has stole his way to second. Hits a weak little grounder. Blake picks it up. And Joey safe on first and advances Ronan to third. Nolan at bat. Now watch this play. He hits a fly ball to center. Joey decides he's not going to tag up. That goads the Mariners to try and get him out at first, allowing Ronan to tag up and score. Now, if Joey did that on purpose, that was a smart play. Damage is done for the Mariners, with the Yankees tying things up at 3. Now, top of the 6th, game is tied at 3. Mariners need nothing short of a win. Anything less, they finished in 3rd place. If they win, they get their name on the first place trophy, but Ronan 7 starts it off by striking out the first batter. And then he strikes out the second batter for 2 outs. And then he brings home the regular season trophy with authority by striking out his 3rd batter in a row. It was still bottom of the 6th, but it didn't really matter. Yankees got what they came for. A tie or a win would propel them as the regular season champions and makes the Mariners drop from potentially first had they won all the way to 3rd. And then Eric Cluse Cardinals, they finished the regular season in 2nd place. This also is the last game of the regular season, which was a great season. There was a lot of parity in the league. I mean, it's reflected in the fact that, the winner of this game, or in the Yankees' case, if they got a tie, they'd finish in 1st overall. Had the Yankees lost, they would have dropped to 3rd overall. And same with the Mariners. Like I said, they needed a win to go to 1st, but they finished with 3rd. But all that doesn't matter anymore. It's time to reset and get ready for the playoffs, which are going to start in a few short days. I'll see you all there.